questions about HCPCS Level 2 coding? If so, you're in the right place. Today's video is brought to you by iCode Academy, where we are developing advanced iCoders with a trained eye. As you are beginning your new education as a medical coder, you probably realize that you have quite a few coding manuals on your desk right now. Those coding manuals that we have discussed so far are your ICD-10-CM or your Diagnoses Coding Manual, as well as your CPT or your Current Procedural Terminology Manual. Do you recall the name of the third coding manual that you have? Your third coding manual is your Healthcare Common Procedure Coding Systems, or more commonly referred to as your HCPCS Level 2 coding book. Your HCPCS Level 2 coding book is going to contain codes for medical supplies, medical goods, as well as non-physician services. These codes will consist of a letter as well as 4 numeric digits and can be used by hospitals, physicians, as well as other health professionals. As you've been scrolling through or utilizing your HCPCS codebook so far, you realize there's a wide range of codes reflected in here for a wide variety of services, all the way from ambulances, medications, orthopedic, as well as vision and hearing services. So let's recap those 3 coding manuals so far. Your ICD-10-CM or your Diagnoses Codebook is going to have codes that reflect why the provider did or used the services. These are going to reflect the patient's conditions. Your CPT Codebook is going to reflect those procedures or what the provider did. And the HCPCS Code Manual is going to reflect what the provider used. Let's take a look at an example here. Let's say a patient comes into the office and she's suffering from an infection. The doctor is going to see the patient, do an exam, and determine that she needs an injection. This medication of rocepharin is going to be coded with the HCPCS code of J0696. You're also going to pick up an E&M code from your CPT book for the office visit, as well as a CPT code for the injection itself. Don't forget the ICD-10-CM diagnosis code for the condition or the infection that brought the patient in. Great job! I know that was a lot of information so far, but let's talk about how to determine if you need a CPT code or if you're supposed to use a HCPCS code. There's a few factors that you may want to consider. First of all, it's going to depend on the insurance company. You also want to ask yourself, is there a HCPCS code for the same service as a CPT code? And is one of the codes, either the HCPCS or the CPT code, more specific than the other? Because at the end of the day, remember, we want to be as specific as possible with our coding. Great job! Just remember that your ICD-10-CM coding manual is going to reflect why the provider rendered services or the patient's diagnoses. Your CPT coding manual is going to reflect what the provider did, and your HCPCS Level 2 coding manual is going to reflect the supplies that the provider used. This might be medications, crutches, a wheelchair, ambulance, or medications, just to name a few. On behalf of everybody here at iCode Academy, I want to thank you guys for your time today. Make sure you check out our other videos. Bye-bye.